The Alliance for Charitable Reform is a project of the Philanthropy Roundtable that educates legislators and policymakers about the central role of private giving in American life and the importance of protecting philanthropic freedom. Hello, I'm Marques Chavez, Communications Director for the Alliance for Charitable Reform. I'm joined today by Lindsay Miller, the Annual Meeting Director for the Philanthropy Roundtable. She's joining us today to give us a little bit of a preview of next week's annual meeting. So, Lindsay, thank you very much for joining us today.
Of course, Marques.
Can you go ahead and give us a little brief description about what the annual meeting is?
Sure. The annual meeting is the Philanthropy Roundtable's signature event. It brings donors together from across the country to share strategies and best practices and learn from innovative experts in the field.
And there's actually going to be a pretty well-known speaker to be this year's keynote speaker. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we're thrilled to welcome Gary Sinise, noted actor and philanthropist, to this year's annual meeting as our Thursday night dinner keynote. He'll be discussing Veterans Affairs issues with us, talking about reintegrating veterans back into society from their return in combat. So really focusing on recent veterans, talking about how to do job training and utilize those skills to really contribute to America.
Now, also at the annual meeting, the Philanthropy Roundtable awards the William E. Simon Prize for Philanthropic Leadership. Can you tell us a little bit about that award?
Yes, the Philanthropy Roundtable is honored to administer the William E. Simon Prize for Philanthropic Leadership on behalf of the William E. Simon Foundation. This year we're honoring Edith and Eli Broad with the prize. The prize is designed to encourage living donors to contribute to worthwhile causes and inspire their philanthropic endeavors. We work closely with the Simon family to give this award out every year.
Now, I know you won't be able to give a comprehensive list, but can you tell us about some of the panels and the discussions you're going to be having at the annual meeting this year?
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you and your team are familiar with quite a few of those as they pertain to the ACR issue, but we're going to feature a session on tax reform and the charitable deduction, another conversation around private charity and a robust civil society, and finally, maybe a little bit of a zinger, looking at the professionalization of the IRS and the kind of recent scandals there, and if there's any implication for philanthropy. In our K-12 arena, which is one of the largest areas of focus for the roundtable, we're going to have a session on preparing high school students for gainful careers, kind of a VOTEC session, if you will, and also what philanthropists can do to help improve scores for boys, one of our highest at-risk areas. In our economic opportunity area, another key area for the roundtable, we're going to look at what we can do to move families out of poverty, and also a thriving community session, which looks at what it means to live in a thriving community and how philanthropists can promote that in their own cities.
There's also going to be an interesting policy debate featuring whether policies in red states versus blue states offer a better future. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is actually one of our plenary keynote sessions. We're going to host an Oxford-style debate in partnership with the Intelligence Squared U.S. Foundation, and bring 4 prominent speakers to the stage to kind of encourage folks to think twice on the issue. I don't know if are you familiar with how an Oxford-style debate works?
No.
I wasn't much either before I started working on this, but they challenge the audience to vote on the question before it starts. So our motion is for a better future, live in a red state. And you vote yes or no. And the winner of the debate actually is the person who sways the most opinions by the end. So audience here's the 4 arguments, moderated by the very skillful John Donovan, and then we vote again at the end. And the winner will be who's changed the most minds during the debate.
So there definitely is going to be some audience participation in that one.
Yes, absolutely. Audience will get to vote before and after and ask questions of the panelists. And we're excited to welcome for the motion Steve Moore from the Wall Street Journal, Hugh Hewitt, a prominent Californian and radio host. Against the motion, Michael Lynn, one of the co-founders of New America Foundation, and the former governor of California, their 37th governor, Gray Davis.
Oh, interesting. There's another interesting panel here. It says, if I had $100 million, can you tell us a little bit more about that one?
The Philanthropy Roundtable challenged 55 thought leaders earlier this summer to complete the sentence, if I had $100 million to strengthen our free society, I would, ... We received a number of submissions ranging from education reform to policy initiatives to helping out folks on Indian reservations, and we selected what we felt like were 7 of the strongest presentations to come and give their pitch. It's not quite a Shark Tank. Our donors won't be lining up at the end to fund it, but we're hoping it promotes conversation and rigorous debate on how philanthropists can strengthen the free society with additional resources.
All right, very interesting. Now, if someone wants to learn more about the annual meeting, is there somewhere that they can go to check it out?
Absolutely. annual meeting has an entire section on our website under the events page and upcoming events.
And we're actually going to have a lot of wrap-up coverage of the annual meeting on the ACR website at acreform.com. We'll have news stories wrapping up some of the panels, we'll have videos, and also follow us on social media for live updates throughout the meeting. So, Lindsay, thank you very much for joining us. It's going to be a very interesting meeting. I'm excited to be able to be there, and hope people will be able to follow us online to see the events.
Thank you, Marques.
If you would like to learn more, you can visit our website at acreform.com. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Alliance for Charitable Reform, and we're also on Twitter. Our handle is @ACReform.